What's going on, YouTube? As you can see, I upgraded my setup. I recently just got the AT2020 XLR mic, and I also upgraded some settings on my webcam. Today I'm be showing you guys how to make a EST Gee, Icewear Vezzo, real Boston Richey type beat, step by step. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with anybody else who would like to see it. Let's get right into this tutorial. So these beats usually reside around 75 to 85 BPM. If you use double time, that would be 150 to like 170. For this video, I'm going to be using halftime just because that's how I produce. I like to produce in halftime instead of double. I'm going to drag down my BPM to about probably 79. I'm going to go into my channel and I'm going to get a piano out of Nexus. I'm just going to get something to throw a bass line down with. This ballad grand piano is actually really good for laying down bass lines. I'm also going to go into my magnet and put it on step. And I'm also going to go into view. I'm also going to go into view, scale highlighting, and I'm going to pick any key. I'm going to do D sharp, and I'm going to do D sharp minor. And basically how these beats are is they're really slow. They're almost like slow Detroit beats. So basically what I'm going to do is lay down my bass line to get this started. And we could just do one note all the way across. So I'm going to put this one note down and stretch it to one bar, and I'm going to highlight it with control and left click. Then I'm going to do control B 3 times to paste it over. The next sound I'm going to throw in here is a choir. I'm going to go into Nexus. I'm going to go into voice. I'm going to go into classical choir 1. And here's where the real sauce is for making these kind of like evil, dark melodies, is that you want to take your root note, which is D sharp in this situation, and you want to utilize these notes right next to each other in the scale. Usually I go up a fifth, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll make a minor chord, which is skipping this, skipping 1, going up 1, skipping 1, and going up 1 again. But then I will put another note above this, so there's 2 notes right next to each other. This is how you get that really eerie feeling. Also, what I'm going to do is do Alt R. When you first pull this up, it might look like this. Just click out of the pattern, click the drop down menu, and then toggle the velocities to your liking. I'm going to toggle it right here. I'm going to press accept, and then I'm going to do control B 3 times, paste this over. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into purity, and I'm going to get a tubular bell out of here. And what I like to do is I like to not put it on the 5th octave. I like to put it on the 4th. And I'm going to make a little bit of a bounce with this. You could also turn your metronome on up here to kind of like feel it out. I like that. So I'm going to go up to the 3, hold right click down and drag over to the 1, and then do control B to paste this over. The next sound I'm going to throw down is a kind of like a top piano. I'm going to go into Arena Ambience out of Nexus 2. and I'm going to lay down a pattern up in the 6th octave. And again, utilize these notes right next to each other in the scale. I like that pattern right there. I'm gonna use Control and left click to highlight over this, and I'm gonna do Control B, paste it over. And I'm also gonna do Alt R again and mess with the velocities. Press accept. I'm gonna turn down the piano a little bit with this knob right here. Might do an octave up just to see how it sounds. I'm gonna do Control and press the up arrow. I'm gonna put some like top like lead in here. I like to throw in like these really like alien kind of sounding leads. I'm gonna go into expand, and I'm gonna go into soft leads, and I'm gonna use this Ghost Train preset. This isn't really just sauce, it's kind of just like a preset that I use. It's gonna create like a symbol pattern like that. I'm gonna hold Control and left click to highlight that over, and I'm gonna do Control B 3 times, paste this. Might change the lead actually to another one that I use a lot, which is theremin. Actually, I might do it to Japanese Boy. I'm actually going to go to the velocities on this. I'm going to do Control A to highlight everything, and then use Alt and scroll wheel up to make the max velocity, because the violin changes with the velocities. So I'll play an example, like it makes it a lot more wobbly. That's what I'm gonna do with that. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start throwing in drums. So I'm gonna go into I am gonna release this drum kit. When I do get finished with it, it's the Michigan Baby Volume 2 drum kit. I'm going to be using, I'm gonna get a Spins 808 and just start with the 808 for right now. So with your 808s, when you drag them into the channel rack, you're going to want to go into the envelope up here and turn everything down besides the hold. You want to turn the hold all the way up. And what this is going to do is just stop it wherever you stop it at. So let's say I play it right here or down here. See how it stops right there? So it's just not cutting into the other one. I'm just going to follow the bass line. Now what I'm going to do is do Control L to make the notes longer, and then I'm going to do Control B. Well, I'm going to add in a snare. One open to add my hit, and since my hit kind of slides in into the hit, I'm gonna put it one box before where it would hit at. I'm gonna add in a OpenHat. a couple of perks. I'm gonna throw in this baby smooth perk right here. I'm throwing this low laser over here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the piano roll on these, and I'm going to put my grid on half step. I'm going to go into my paintbrush, and I'm going to click on one of these just to make it the same size. And I'm just going to put in like the little minor rolls between them. I'm going to do that for this. Actually, I'm going to put it right here. To put in my hi-hats. I'm gonna drag them across since I'm in half time. If you were in double time, you just right click and do fill each 2 steps. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my paintbrush and just add little minor actually I'm gonna add a decent amount of rolls. I'm gonna go to my pencil just so I could hear how it sounds. Now once you got a 2-bar pattern, you really can just highlight from the 3 with right click all the way over to the 1. And then do Control B. And what I'm gonna do is just cut off the last right where the hit hits at. So I'm gonna cut off these. And then I'm gonna randomize the velocities on the hats just to give it a little bit more bounce. So I'm gonna do Alt R. I'm gonna randomize the velocities on this. I'm also going to turn on the velocities of the rolls. So what I'm going to do is highlight from B4 down to B3 because that's where my rolls are at. And then I'm going to do Alt scroll wheel down just to put the velocities a little bit more down. I'm also going to add a kick. I think the rack kick sounds really good with the Spins 808. So I'm just going to layer that in spots where I think it could hit harder at. I'm also going to turn the velocity up by going up to this thing right here and doing Control and dragging up with left click. Also gonna do is I'm gonna add another like higher sound. I think I'm gonna add like tremolo strings or tremolo strings, however you say them. I'm gonna go into expand, go to strings, and do I think it's tremolo. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure these strings, whatever they're called, they just sound good. And I'm just gonna copy the chords, drag them out. And again, the velocity matters on these, on how wobbly they sound. So I'm just going to do Alt and scroll wheel up and then do Control B 3 times. I'm going to do shift and play with the up and down arrows just to see how this sounds in different octaves. Actually, I might play with the choir. I think that sounds good. I might add one more high lead sound. It's out of Electra X, and it is called Analog Aliens. I use this a lot, again, because I like the sound of just like outer space sci-fi sound and stuff. Like that's just sort of like my sound. Control, and then C on the pattern that you want to pay or copy from, and then do Control V. Might actually delete the lead actually. Instead of my hit, I might actually change it to like a sword. I'm gonna go to my hit and change it. I'm gonna change down the timing on this. I'm liking how this is sounding, so now we're gonna route this all to the mixer. Double left click on any of these rectangles and go up to the mixer up here. Make sure you're on insert 1 and make sure you also have a soft clipper on the master instead of a limiter. Make sure it's on the 10th slot too, not up here. Make sure it's on the 10th slot and go to insert 1. While you have everything selected in your channel rack, go to insert 1. Do channel routing and do route selected channel starting from this track, and it's gonna route everything and label it. Now what you're gonna do is hold control and drag left click all the way over to each sound and drag them down. And what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna level this, so you could drag that back your song position knob and make sure you're on pattern. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to press play and we're going to just level the sounds relative to one another to make it sound good. Now for the kick and 808, you're going to want to go to this knob right here, and you see at the top left where it says 100% merged. You're going to want to merge them fully so they're in the middle of the mix and they're getting the full like potential that they are serving for the beat. I'm going to turn on my spins. Now we're going to go through and throw on effects to everything. So basically, what you're gonna do is go just hold control and click on any of these circles to solo them, and you're gonna play them, and you're going to just, usually you want to EQ all of your melodies, and then you could throw on anything else like delay, reverb. It's really up to you. I'm gonna throw on EQs for everything though. So basically my preset is like this, but if you want to get the same effect as my preset, all my preset is literally just a 40 hertz and 18 kilohertz cut, just dragged to 100 over here, as you can see at the top left. That's all my preset is. So I'm going to be tweaking my EQs on every single sound, and basically just taking out any unnecessary frequencies. Shit. Now on your 808s, to make them actually punch harder, you actually can use an EQ to make them less muddy, and they can punch harder as well. Like, I'm gonna turn them up, and I'm gonna turn my 808 up here in the channel rack. That's a little bit too loud. Now you can hear the difference in distortion and how clean it hits. How clean the 808 hits through the mix is a lot different when you have the EQ on. It's a lot more clean. Instead of without it on, it sounds like this. So that's one good like sauce tip, like mixing sauce tip on how to get your 808s to sound clean through the mix. You could also do this for a kick too. Just look at where the main frequencies are hitting at. You can also tweak with this knob down here by where it says BW, which I'm pretty sure is just the band. You could change that too. Now you could hear how it's really hitting, but it's also not distorting through the master because we have our soft clipper on. And as well as these sounds right here, most sounds, especially in my drum kits, come pre-processed. You really don't even have to do this with the 808s and kick. I just do it to make it hit harder. The snares, hats, percs, etc., you can just leave clean and they should sound fine. Control and do left click and drag down the melody just a slight bit so the drums can stand out. Now what I'm going to do is do right click on pattern 1 up here, do split by channel, then hold shift and press the first pattern and then press the last pattern, and then just drag this on to the playlist. And then I'm going to fix any pattern that's not at 4 bars. And now I'm going to use control and use left click to highlight these and do control B, just paste it over a bunch of times. And basically now what we're going to do is we're going to take in and out the sounds we don't want plain. So for the intro, I'll probably take out all the drums, maybe besides the sword, so it can transition better. I'm gonna take down I'm gonna take out the tremolo strings, the analog alien sound, and the arena ambience piano, and just have the bass note, the vocal choir kind of thing, and the bell. Now, usually with EST Gee, Icewear Vezzo, and real Boston Richey beats, they don't really follow like a hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight into the verse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave it like the intro again for the start. I'm going to take the kick out. Right here, I'm going to introduce the kick in the top piano. The kick and just let the piano come. And then right here I'm gonna have the tremolo strings, if that's how you say it, the tremolo strings and the analog aliens from Electra come in, as well as the kick. I'm gonna kind of create like a bridge. I'm gonna take out the snare, kick, and I'm going to highlight this start of this verse and just paste it over 2 more times. So there's 3 16-bar verses, and then the last thing I'm gonna do is throw my tag on.
Damn, Donnie.
I'm gonna put my grid on beat because I'm in halftime, so I can put my tag where it needs to be. I'm also gonna left click on my tag, go into the mixer, go to any empty channel, and then do right click channel routing, route selected channels to this track, and then I'm going to skip to it in the song.
Damn, Donnie made this.
And then the last thing I'm gonna do before I play the final beat is add kind of a transitional sound. I'm gonna go into the exclusive vault kit, and I'm gonna go into effects, and I'm gonna get this swoosh riser, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold alt and use left click to kind of put this on the grid, and wherever the frequency is, that's like kind of like the highest in the sound wave is usually where the whoosh happens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, use alt and put it on there, and then hold shift and press left click, and I'm gonna do this like every like 8 bars. I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna control left click, use shift and left click, control left click, shift left click, and I'm gonna delete this last one. And I'm going to slice this one down the middle, and then just click on this back half right here and just put it at the start so we can have it at the start. And then I'm also going to left click on the swoosh riser in the audio clips tab, and then I'm gonna go to the mixer. I'm gonna go to insert 16 because there's nothing on this track, and I'm going to press right click, do channel routing, and then do route selected channels to this track. I'm gonna level it. And this is the final beat.